Can I claim a qualifying relative if I send money to family overseas? Imagine supporting a loved one across the border and wondering if that can help you save on taxes. Many families want to know if their overseas support counts as a dependent. Well, the answer depends on a few important rules. First, simply sending money to family members living outside the United States does not automatically qualify them as dependents. The IRS has specific criteria for claiming someone as a qualifying relative. One key rule is the relationship or household connection. The person must be related to you in certain ways, like a parent, grandparent, sibling, or in-law. If they do not live with you all year or are not related in these ways, they generally cannot be claimed. Another important rule is the gross income limit. The person you want to claim must have earned less than $5,050 in the year. This income includes all taxable earnings they received, but not non-taxable benefits like some Social Security payments. If their income exceeds this limit, you cannot claim them as a dependent. Support is also a big factor. You need to provide more than half of their total support for the year. Support includes food, housing, medical expenses, and education costs. Sending money alone might count as support, but only if it is used by the relative for their support and you are providing over 50% of their total support. If they are earning their own income and supporting themselves, it becomes harder to claim them. Residency rules matter too. The person must be a U.S. citizen, U.S. national, or a resident alien. They can also be a resident of Canada or Mexico. If they live overseas in a country outside these options, they usually do not meet the residency requirement. This means that relatives living abroad often cannot be claimed unless they are residents of Canada or Mexico. Lastly, the person cannot be claimed as a qualifying child by someone else. If they qualify as a child dependent for someone else, you cannot claim them as a relative. For families supporting relatives abroad, the main challenge is the residency rule. Sending money overseas is support, but without meeting the residency and income rules, you probably cannot claim them. If your relative is a U.S. citizen or resident alien and meets the income and support limits, then you might be able to claim them. Keep detailed records of all the money you send and how it is used. This can help if you need to prove your support. Remember, relatives living outside the U.S. usually do not meet the residency test unless they are residents of Canada or Mexico. So, in short, just sending money to family overseas does not automatically make them a dependent. They must meet the IRS rules for relationship, income, support, and residency. Understanding these rules can help you decide if claiming a relative is possible and worth the effort.